20 years old and I'm a pole dancer. I wanted to start pole dancing just because I've done dance before. I did lots of street dance and jazz, and I also did gymnastics, and I just watched a few videos on YouTube and it looked like something I wanted to try out. You can just go along and we'll like teach you like the extreme basics. You don't have to have any rhythm or anything. I mean, it's fun to do. A lot of the people that come with their friends, and it's like a social thing as well.
I'm Alex Wood, I'm 29 and I own Pole Position Dance and Fitness in Southampton. Really just a form of fitness. I was a bit out of shape, thought need to get back into shape. Don't like the gyms, so saw it advertised and kind of went, no, that could be good fun. So really just as a form of exercise, and it worked. And I've got hooked and just done it ever since.
Obviously, there's a lot of male attention. The guys, I mean, obviously, when guys see pictures or videos of me doing it, like, they like it. I do get like a lot of attention on Facebook and stuff. From girls, it can either be really positive or really negative. I get a lot of people mailing me like on Facebook and asking like, oh, how do you get into it? Like, can I come, like, can I try out a class? But then there's the opposite, like where you'll hear that people just completely judge you because you're a pole dancer.
I think with regards to people's opinions on it, it does vary. You know, guys, inevitably, most of the time you say, I teach pole dancing or I do pole dancing as a hobby, they go, oh, what, you know. I've spoken to a lot of guys though that have originally thought that, have then actually seen, not a lesson, but you know, it for what it is, you know, not necessarily in a performance, but just us doing our stuff. And they've actually turned around and said, I've actually got a whole level of respect for you, or a different level of respect for you, because it wasn't what I thought. You know, I thought, oh yeah, you know, you're going to be getting your clothes off and being all sexy. And they said, yes, it is sexy, but not in a directly sexy way, just the fact that it is a skill and they can appreciate how difficult it is and the strength involved in actually being able to do that.
Degrading.
When you mention pole dancing, I think about sex and the sex industry. Although I know that there are moves for it to be thought about in other ways, for example, a sport, and also an art form, I still think, and I think a lot of people immediately think about those associations with strip clubs.
Moved up to Southampton about 18 months ago to come and run this business. I'm not saying it cannot be a little bit flirtatious sometimes, because it can be, but it really isn't like that. And sort of like this would be quite a good opportunity for me actually to actually stick up for some of these girls that work here, because a lot of them have very good lives outside of this, and they aren't the kind of people that a lot of people think they are. Some of them are married, some of them have got full-time jobs, do it as a part income, some of them are putting themselves through uni. Come and see it, you know. I think you'd be surprised, yeah.
You've also got the style that's, you know, getting bigger and bigger now as fitness. I think people tend to have problems when they don't distinguish the two and think that anything to do with pole dancing is to do with stripping, you know, which obviously it isn't now. The industry is getting much, much bigger. It's getting much, much more publicity for being a form of activity and a sport, you know, rather than just the sexy side and the stripping side.
This is a business. The girls, some big girls that do it as a sport are never going to come and work here. Wouldn't have the balls to come and do it.
Sexist.
It is more of a girl thing, and I mean, we teach like a couple of guys, but it's just come along with like your friends or your mum and like just have fun, and also it is such a good way of getting fit, and like, no, it makes you feel good about yourself, and I think that's why people have been coming.
Do you ever really hear about men doing it? I can't think of any men that pole dance, and it's not a very masculine thing to say that you pole dance. So I think it is very closely associated with women and particular images of women.
Exploitation, down with post-feminism.
I think that pole dancing might be problematic in the same way that the porn industry is problematic, that it's potentially exploitative, or it can be linked to exploitation in some people's minds, makes it difficult.
she's making the presumption that girls do it to be watched and girls do it as a particular form of image or something they're portraying of themselves. But to be honest, the majority of the girls that I teach, they don't care what they look like. They're doing it for themselves and they're doing it for fitness. You know, it's not a matter of, am I going to look good or am I going to look sexy or this, that and the other. Because yes, they probably are either thinking of the washing up or they're thinking, oh my God, I hope I don't land on my backside. You know, that sort of thing.
Empowering.
I like when people watch me. It makes you feel good about yourself. You can make it quite sexy.
I think it's unfortunate, like I've said before, that people seem to be stuck in the stigma of pole dancing must be done in a strip club, and it's all about getting your clothes off and doing whatever they do in strip clubs. Absolutely nothing wrong with doing that, but this is different. You know, you've got the competitions, there are very strict rules on things like taking clothes off and, you know, the style of dancing, you're not allowed to touch yourself or anything like that in these competitions. You will literally get disqualified because the image of the competitions are professional.
I mean, I've not seen pole dancing as a sport, so I'd be very interested to see how you would score it, first of all, how you would judge it.
It's a sport, it's like gymnastics, like I've said. You get marked on very similar things to any other dance competition or gymnastics competition, you know, sort of the strength and fluidity of your movements and how well it fits in with the type of music that you've chosen to dance to, you know, the level of the moves that you're performing and how well you do that, you know, your costume, whether that all kind of fits in. So it's very similar to any other dance or gymnastics competition.
The classic sort of dictionary definitions of the word sport are something that's indulged in competitively within a confined set of rules and involves physical activity or exertion. Football, cricket, rugby, whatever, things defined as a sport.
You know, yeah, well, hopefully over the years to come we'll see more and more people becoming open-minded and seeing it for what it really is. You know, obviously there's talks about getting it into the Olympic Games, which would be great if they could. You know, I think that would really open the world up to sort of seeing it for what it really is. You know, the majority of people, I think, that judge it haven't actually seen it in that particular style. But yeah, no, I think the future for pole dancing is quite exciting.
It's definitely made me a more confident person. It's definitely made me more happy within myself, happy with my body. Definitely my self-esteem goes up when I do my pole. It's also confirmed that I want to work in the field of doing fitness and teaching and things. It's actually I'm doing sports management at university and it's confirmed my choice by doing that, which is really good.